Hey guys, what's up? Alright, Double Deuce back. We got an update on the chopper build. Done a lot of things to it, and I'm going to show you guys what I did. So, here we go. So, before we get started, I want to give you guys kind of a little lesson in life here. If you have a Dremel tool and you use those little cutoff wheels on there, be careful, wear glasses, because you can see there while I was chopping a little bit here, one of them wheels exploded and hit me right in the face. So that's, that's called a wake-up call. That's how you learn. So always be safe when you're building too, and always make sure you got stuff around you that's cleaned up too. Okay, so you can see overall we have some servos. A little bit of electronics back here. We put in some foot pegs and a Springer front end. Now, I'm still working on balance on this thing, but we'll go over what I've done so far, and we'll get rid of her right now because I want you guys to concentrate. So, here. So, I got a clear front wheel now. I got a Springer fork set up there, thanks to Ed. That guy's an asset to the hobby, I'm telling you. And from there, my air cleaner came in. Building this thing gets really super tight, but I want to show you the Springer part of the front end. And you see how it moves? So that's pretty cool. Ed hooked me up with that. Thank you, Ed. I appreciate that greatly. So when I shortened the bike, okay, I really kind of didn't compensate for everything that had to go in there, so it kind of made things really tight. But so far, I think I got it worked out. Another thing that I did not anticipate was the weight of the sprocket that I had to put on the back. Now it gives it a little bit of a left, overweight, I should say. So I'm trying to run all my wiring underneath the center tube down back here. I made a small aluminum ignition box here, which I'm not done with. I want to close this off to put my CDI in and hook up my 7.4 volt battery there from Ovonic. I did make a steering servo, and first off, I'll get over the foot pegs with you. Basically, I took 4mm screws, and there's this washer hose that comes on your Volkswagens and Audis for your windshield washers. It goes under the hood. You can probably buy that online. It's perforated, and it looks just like a really cool foot peg or a throttle grip for your handlebars. I bought a couple of bags of the acorn nuts for the thing so I could finish off my stuff with acorn nuts. I'll zoom in on that so you guys can see it there. I'll just hold it up to you. That way you guys can check it out. See the acorn nuts there? They work pretty good. I put lock nuts underneath them just to kind of so they don't move. But so I spent the last couple of days just kind of throwing everything back together on this thing because I want to make sure that I'm good. And I'm going to run a small throttle wire to the carburetor, and like I say, the front end's done. I got my gas tank lid fitted in there. I got to screw it down yet and seal it off. over here. Now you see I got this big huge sprocket here. Alright. Things you run into is I didn't realize this thing would be this heavy. Okay. And you see here I kind of had to come up with this kind of a different way to attach the back here, which I will rework this. So this sprocket is super heavy, and then I guess the wheel extensions, the 17 millimeter wheel adapters I use aren't centered, so I'm gonna have to try to figure that out, because they're all brand new out of the box with the wheel even, and the wheel wobbles like this. But now I set up my steering servo back here, up here to a pivot point. And all this is one of your suspension leaks, and this here is another suspension leak that I had extra. And when you turn, it turns it. So it's not going to be set up like a conventional Ducati bike like Kyosho had and everything. This is going to be more of a slow cruiser. And I put the flywheel back on it because I'm still trying to figure out a clutch setup here. I'm running out of room here for the clutch setup, but I'm still working on it. And now, if you can see, I put on my braided lines over top my spark plug wires. And I put the CDI box inside of an aluminum box here to shield it from the radio reception, because these things here can cause havoc when sparks flying around here, and if you can contain it right to the plug, hopefully that'll help me out. Now I wished they would have a, this thing has a starter opening in here right there. I wish they would have completed that, because it would have been so much easier for me to come up with a clutch setup of this thing. Because right now, I don't know how long that the Hall sensor inside is going to last in this engine. And I do have extra ones, but the extra ones bolt on out here behind this flywheel, and you have to use the flywheel, put a magnet in it to trigger it. So I'm still kind of guessing there. My thoughts were put a smaller setup here, just run like a mini bike clutch off this, because my chain came and everything, and my front sprocket, my front sprocket came, excuse me, and but I may have to go belt from here to a jack shaft here with a clutch. I'm not sure yet. Depends on how much room I have in and out, back and forth. But like I say, that's the update for now. And like I say, with the Springer front end, it works. And if this wasn't so heavy, I may have to machine the inside of this down, because inside there's this big thick area you can see in there. It's huge. It's like a huge counterweight on this side, which I did not anticipate, so it kind of does this, it gives it this way here. Now I'm gonna have to figure out a way to balance the bike the other way with some weight to offset it. So I can do this one of two ways. One, I can bring this down to cock the wheel a little bit, and if it cocks the wheel a little bit, it'll keep it kind of over the center of gravity, so it would be more towards leaning more towards the right than it is the left. But like I say, it is what it is. This is how you learn. So far, I'm really tickled with it. I spent a lot of time on this thing trying to perfect a lot of things on it, and but I think it's coming out pretty good for a scratch build. And being I've never done a motorcycle before, I had a lot of comments on the rear tire is not going to work because it's too flat. Well, the reason I chose the rear tire is because this is just going to be a cruiser. You don't see anybody with a chopper out there, on the Isle of Man, you know what I mean? And I won't be taking corners at 100 miles an hour, so this right here is just going to cruise, and that's all I want it to do. And then it'll probably be a shelf queen after that, or depends on, you know, I got so much time and money in this thing right now. But like I say, any questions, comments about the build or whatever, some of my other videos, feel free to hit me up. I will try to get back as soon as I can. Right now I'm way behind on everything again. I just never got caught up there after a few weeks ago. And so, you know, my next video is going to be, what am I going to put the new Toyin V800 in? So that's going to be my next video. We'll go from there, you know, and so hope everybody's cool out there. Hope everybody's doing fine. Like I say, down below, if you want to help me out with some of my crazy builds and stuff like that, you can contribute to that. And I've already had one contributor, and I'll put his name in the links, and thank you very much, because that was wicked cool. So thank you, Mark Shoemaker. That really made my day. It helped me continue on my build. And I tell you what, with things going on in the world right now, things are getting really expensive, and you know, like I say, that mailbox just doesn't stop getting full. But I hope you guys are all doing okay. You know, it's something we'll just get through, I guess. You know, don't worry about it. I've been through it before. You know, I've been through this many times in my life, so it's going to come and go. We just got to figure out how to, you know, keep on keeping on, and go from there. So, but anyways, guys, this is the update. You know, you guys have a good one. Peace. Loved all, and I'll catch you later, man. Adios.